Dr. Jame McCray. I am an ecologist. I'm also a dancer, mover, conversationalist with the earth. And Lela invited me on this journey with you all, and the task was to think about reciprocity, right? And when I began to think about that and how I could share and communicate that with you, there is a book that I've been reading called Black Nature. Um, we got Mama Carla's giving me a thumbs up. Yes, it's a wonderful anthology of Black nature poetry, and it's been compiled and edited by Camille Dungy. And there's one of the poems that spoke to me that I'm going to share with you all. It is called Earth, I Thank You by Anne Spencer. Earth, I thank you for the pleasure of your language. You've had a hard time bringing it to me from the ground to grunt through the noun to all the way feeling, seeing, smelling, touching, awareness. I am here. And after reading this poem, I've just carried that with me, just all over, and in my interactions and a lot of the other readings and thinking that I've been doing. And it just resonated. I was like, yes, this is how we're going to lead off a little bit of movement sharing with you guys. There's also a story that I'd like to tell as well, and you all are going to help me with that. So I'm going to ask for 5 volunteers to read. You all are going to be my soundtrack. You're going to be the score. And reader 1 is going to read the poem. And then on the back, every reader will take a little chunk. If you're like, I'd like to help out and read a little bit, but I don't want to do too much, that'd be reader 2. Earth, I thank you, and cold, I don't know about thanks, but we're
working on that
reciprocity. Yeah, we are working on that reciprocity. Some plants need the cold in order to flourish.
There you go, Jamie.
Yeah. I know. I am a warm weather child at heart.
Me too.
Okay. And begin, please.
1.
Earth, I thank you for the pleasure of your language. You've had a hard time bringing it to me from the ground to grunt through the noun to all the way feeling, seeing, smelling, touching, awareness. I am here.
2.
Excerpts from Reciprocity by Janine Benyus, with writing by Dr. Jame McCray. Let me tell you a story of 2 ecologists from the 1900s, Frederick Clemens and Henry Gleason. A battle between ideologies of community and the disconnected individual, holistic versus fragmented worldviews.
Three, Clement's cooperative community theory proposes that plants were cooperators as well as competitors, assisting one another in beneficial ways. Canopy trees nurse the sapling beneath their branches, creating more sheltered, nutritious conditions in a helping plant process. They shaded seedlings from the drying sun, blocked the winds, and fertilized the soil with their leaves. As time passes, one community of plants prepares the way for another. Annual plants build the soil for perennial shrubs, and those shrubs nourish saplings that grow into forests. everywhere Clemens looked. He saw communities so tightly interwoven. They behaved as though they were one creature. And back in the 1900s, Clemens' ideas were the ones that took root.
Then at the time of the Cold War, ideas shifted. The dominant ideas in the U.S. returned to Gleason's. In Gleason's mind, there were no mutual aids. Plants were merely competing for a spot in the struggle. We have focused on antagonistic interactions like competition and predation, from how we manage our forests to how we have written the laws of the land. So fearful of any talk of cooperation, lest the sea lake of communist forced labor we made it with the trees or capitalism.
But the tides are turning. The earth has been trying to tell us in the language of the trees and the grasses and the language of the rivers and the rocks about reciprocity. The more stressful the environment, the more likely you are to see plants working together to ensure mutual survival. We have arrived at a time of great stress, and like plants, we all must come together to thrive. Clemens' ideas echo those of those that listen to the land. How do you want to form community? Who is your community? Let us all, the way feeling, seeing, smelling, touching, find cooperative community. Find awareness.
Thank you.
How often do we meet? And she knows I'm going to do this. A Black woman, scientist, dancer, artist, writer. Not all. We got you. We love you.
Woo! Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate.
And I'd like us all to read the poem together, right? If you can.
Yes.
We'll congregate our voices, yeah?
Yes.
And begin.
Earth, I thank you for the pleasure of your language. You've had a hard time bringing it to me. From the ground to grunt through the now to all the way. Feeling, seeing, smelling, touching, awareness. I hear you.
Thank you, Jamie.
And thank you.
Ashe.
Thank you.